let's talk about champagne. But first, let's talk about Lyme's disease. So, as y'all have noticed, I have been absent for a little while. The reason why I've been absent is because I contracted Lyme disease this summer. Now, for any of you who live in Europe or in Asia, you might not know what Lyme's disease is, but Lyme's is a tick-borne illness, and it's very common here in the United States. And if left untreated, it can cause very serious problems that affect your kidneys, your liver, your brain, joints. It's a horrible, horrible disease. And sometimes you get what's called Bell's palsy, where half of your face goes numb. Yeah, that happened. But I'm better now. It's been a few months, and I felt just good enough today to haul out the equipment and summon up the strength to do a review and do a video. And out of all the champagnes that I have and all the champagnes that I have reviewed and talked about, the one champagne that I wanted to sort of to have and sort of share tonight with you guys is the Claude Thuillier Brut. Now, what's so special about this? Absolutely nothing, and that's the beauty of it. It is an absolutely amazing champagne. It is the epitome of an everyday drinker. This is one of my absolute favorites to just sit back and drink and consume a bottle or a glass of champagne. There's a bottle of champagne and sort of just enjoy. And because of my illness, I haven't been able to have a drink for several months. So in choosing a champagne to sort of, break my fast, the Thuillier Brut is the one I picked. So without further ado, let's open this up and let's have some champagne. So aside from being sick, there's some news, and some of the news is pretty darn good. So as you may or may not know, getting liquor licensing in any state is a challenge, and where I live here in Minnesota, it is a bit of a challenge to get liquor licenses, especially when you are trying to do importation and wholesale as well. Hold on a second. Man, I miss that sound, I really do. So when you're trying to get liquor licenses to be a wholesaler and to be a importer, really even at the same time to hold both of those is pretty challenging, but not impossible. And as of last week, we have successfully completed the absolute last step, the final of the final importation permits at the federal level, wholesale permits at the federal level, liquor licensing import at the state level, import liquor licensing at the state wholesale at the state level. So finally, we have all of our licenses and permits in hand, lined up. And man, what a journey this was. I mean, this took a year to do. And we had been talking about it for a long time, and starting in November, www.everydaybubbly.com, we are launching our monthly champagne subscriptions. And not only that, we're also going to change the format of these videos a little bit too. My catchphrase has always been champagne every day, but somebody stole that, and at first I was a little upset. And if you are a champagne or a wine aficionado and follow champagne and specifically wine YouTube channels, you'll know who kind of bit my line. At first I was kind of like, wow, that's kind of messed up. They took my line. But then I realized one very important thing, that in order for them to get my line, this person had to have watched my reviews and my videos. And if he watched them, I'll take that as a compliment. So changing our format a little bit. So hopefully in the next review, we'll display that. But today, just wanted to dive into a champagne that we have never had on the channel. that I have consumed a lot of because it is one of my absolute favorites. And as you know, I'm a big fan of the Claude Thuillier line, the Thuillier Fils, managed, run, and owned by Claudette Thuillier. She's a dear friend of mine, and I am proud to be able to have her champagne, sell her champagnes, and call her a friend. So let's not wait any longer. Let's kind of dive into this. Oh, that is just beautiful. I drank a lot of this when I was at her vineyard last year, and I didn't get a chance. I was sick. I didn't get a chance to travel to many vineyards or doing tours this year, but next spring, I'll be heading over again. But while I was there, we drank a lot, and I mean a lot of this. I'm not even ashamed of it. We drank a lot of this. Ooh, that is beautiful. It is a brut, but it is tight. And it's round, and you get its complexity right off the bat. You get its freshness, and the reason why there's that harmony to it is because it is comprised of all three of the grapes. It is a very Meunier forward, 60% Meunier, 10% Pinot Noir, and 30% Chardonnay. That is a very, very good ratio because you want that Chardonnay, you want that liveliness, you want that pop. I mean, this is a Côte Blanc champagne. This is the Chardonnay world, and her Chardonnays are amazing. They are lively, they're bright, they bring that youthful freshness, and they pop, and I just love that. But at the same time, her Meunier is tempering. Her Meunier is mature. Her Meunier is very like, hey, we're gonna ease things down. We're gonna bring some fruitiness. We're gonna bring some depth. We're gonna bring some richness. And just that hint of that noir, which is like, I always say the noir is like the middle brother. That little hint saying, hey, let's just find a way to work together here, boys. Okay? Let's just, nice in between that middle brother, So let's have a taste. Oh my goodness. I just love that. I do. Every time I've had a bottle of this since I've been over to her vineyard, it brings me right back immediately. It's beautiful straw gold color, that beautiful yellow, and that's gonna come from that Meunier. That Meunier is gonna give it that color, and it screams of red fruit. It's got a very subtle aroma of brioche, almond, red fruit, but I mean, it is that Meunier is really, really strong, and I love that. We all know I love my Blanc de Noirs and my Meuniers. But the one thing I noticed about her Meuniers is I don't get that tingle in the back of the throat, and that's not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I love so much about her Meunier is that it gives that beauty without that tingle in the back of my throat, which I actually enjoy, but only hers doesn't do that. And I found that to be really amazing. And I think that's a testament to her Meunier and the grapes that she's growing. That Meunier is just, the Chardonnay, only 30% of it, it's still screaming. It's still, hey, I'm here. That liveliness to it. But that Meunier is really, really, really giving character, giving some elegance, and combined with that noir is really balancing things out. This is fantastic. This is truly an everyday drinking champagne. When I say everyday drinking, this is something that you really can have kind of every single day. It's great for an aperitif. It's great to serve at a brunch. It's great to serve at dinner. I mean, this really is, everyday bubbly, okay? Champagne every day, okay? And I really do mean that, and I've always believed that. And you need champagnes that can live in that space. And they can't be too overpowering. They can't be too rich. They can't be too complex. They can't be too singular, because anything you pair with it, whether you're having a hamburger, okay, or whether you're having steak à poivre, or whether you're having lobster, it doesn't make a difference. If the champagne that you're having is too powerful or too subtle, and that's another issue when they're too subtle. food can overpower them and you lose everything and you've just wasted everything. But with this, that Meunier, that Chardonnay, and that Pinot, they dance really well together to the point where they just will stand up to anything. And it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautifully complex champagne. Wow. Having not had a glass of champagne in months, and my doctor made it very clear. He said, I am going to allow you, and I was like, that's an interesting word. I'm going to allow you 1 to 2 glasses occasionally. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, is it that bad? He goes, you are in serious trouble. Like, this is really serious. I was like, crap. So anyway. So, like I said, glad to be back. Glad to, get my health back under control, and looking forward to the future. And we're really going to start cranking things up now that we've got our liquor licenses done and all of that. And again, check out our website, www.everydaybubbly.com, and check out the Champagne Company at www.lechampagneco.com, Le Champagne Co. That is our parent company. So we decided to sort of pool some of our resources and do some merging of companies. And the Champagne Company is something we acquired, and now we do both. And whereas Everyday Bubbly is going to focus primarily on reviews and monthly subscriptions and sort of the front end side of things, the Champagne Company is going to focus more on importation, wholesale, more of that sort of business. But I own them both. So I'm not going to complain. So nothing's going to change. But if from time to time you hear the Champagne Company, it's not a different organization. It's us. It's me. We just decided to expand and acquire some other resources. But yeah. So thank you guys again for your patience. And a few of you do know that I've been sick, and I got a lot of support, and it's going to be a tough road. Some of these things that you get, you don't really bounce back from 100%, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'm a rugby player. I've been through worse. I've had bigger things try to take me down and fail. So this will just be another one. So as always, we are unapologetically 100% champagne. Always have been, always will be. And thank you again. And remember, champagne every day. Cheers.